Welcome, everybody, to AM-1220 KHTS, Santa Clarita's hometown station. You're listening to the Gazette Radio Hour with Doug and John. John.
Hey, Doug. How you doing?
Great, you?
Good. So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Every time before we do the show, all right?
Yeah?
Every time, like clockwork.
Yeah?
You go to the bathroom.
I'm old.
I know. I get that. Which bathroom did you use, Doug?
Anyone I want.
Wrong answer.
Well, isn't that the law? I can use any bathroom I want.
No, hang on. No, what were, you're missing the point.
Okay.
Do you know what's going on with this whole transgender
No, I just know
thing?
I can use any bathroom I want.
No, you can't. Look, this is simple.
What if I feel like, if I feel like a girl, can I use the girls'
Only if you feel pretty.
so
pretty.
At Target, can I use the ladies' room at Target?
No.
Okay.
Look, it's very simple. All right. There's North Carolina passed this law. They call it HB2. Okay. Now, some of the stuff I have problems with this law. This law sounds like it's discrimination. Okay. There's no question. Okay. It prevents cities and counties from passing their own anti-discrimination laws. Now, I don't have a problem with that, because all that means is that we're going to uniform it under North Carolina, under the state. It's a state law.
Right.
Don't have a problem with that. But then it also takes out things like suing for workplace discrimination. You can't do that.
You can't do that?
You can't do that under this law. You cannot sue for workplace discrimination. I got a problem with that. That's number 2. Then it says, well, using public restrooms in schools and government buildings are going to be consistent with their gender identity. Well, they don't really do a good job of defining gender identity. Is there a procedure in some places? I was talking to somebody earlier that said there's a procedure where you can be identified, genderly speaking, by the court system.
Oh, but until then, you have to use the bathroom.
They didn't think this through. But the thing that aggravates me the most is the response to it is so off the charts.
Yes.
Okay? And I don't have a problem with Target doing what Target wants to do. And really, this whole thing is, we're going to waste 5 minutes on this because it's stupid. America's, we don't need to be told where to go to the bathroom. Go to the bathroom. It's not a big deal. Go at home. Most people don't, never mind. But the thing that gets me is, okay, so the Department of Justice files a lawsuit. You're violating the 1964 Civil Protection Act. I don't have a problem with that. Let the courts figure it out. All right? The legislature messes things up. The courts straighten things out. But then President Obama steps in. And he made a comment the other day that just had me, as a strict constructionist of the Constitution, my skin crawling. He threatened to withhold funds because they weren't complying with his mandate that they open up bathrooms to everybody. Okay? Mr. President, read the 10th Amendment. Okay, the 10th Amendment actually says, and I will actually, the whole purpose of the 10th Amendment is federalism. It prohibits, it basically says that anything that's not in the Constitution and prohibited by the Constitution or given to the federal government by the Constitution to be in charge of is the states or the people's. Okay, the actual text is the powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution nor prohibited by it to the states are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. Mr. President, butt out.
Isn't that his theme, though, all along?
It has
Is the
been,
executive orders overriding the states?
I think that's the problem. I think we've kind of lost our way somewhere with this whole, we're going to get involved. We want the federal government to do things.
But, John, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Why is he so concerned about a small segment of the population that he feels the need? Is he doing it to make himself look good, make himself feel better, to justify him? What is it?
I'll have your answer after the break. I just did that. No, I don't have an answer, Doug. I really don't have an answer. I don't think there is one. But it's play by the rules. The rules are there. And North Carolina, play by the rules. The rules are there. And they're going to get... I think they're going to lose in court. It's a violation of the...
All right, so which bathroom do I use at Target?
Whichever one you want.
Okay, thanks.
All right, you listen to the Gazette Radio Hour, where we take care of your bathroom issues with Doug and John on AM-1220 KHTS, Santa Clarita's hometown station. We'll be back after this.
Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to AM-1220 KHTS, your hometown station. It is the Gazette Radio.
I saw you drooling, Doug. You were listening to the music, and you were waiting for it to go. I need to know, I need to know. You do need to know, Santa Clarita.
You just
were
interrupted my whole... What's it called? Jive. I never.
Go ahead.
Where was I? The
Gazette.
Radio Digest Hour of the Santa Clarita Gazette for all you need to know to be in the know. Is that right?
That was close. That was close enough. You know what time it is?
My favorite time.
Beers with Beers.
Yep.
The local headlines brought to you by...
Kimberly Beers.
See, that's why we call it Beers with Beers. Come on. Do you have an official title yet?
Just still Still.
Can we give you one?
Local
We'll give you-
journalist.
Local journalist.
I mean, I think you've tried a few. I don't know if they've stuck.
All right, we'll work on that. We'll work on
Okay,
that.
work on a raise.
All right, so what do we? Yeah, the raise we can work on.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I'll give you
Just
10%
kidding.
of my salary. How's that? Okay, 10% of my salary for doing this show is now yours. So what do we got? What's going on in the SCV?
Okay, well, the Board of Supervisors voted Tuesday. They're going to lower the speed limit on a stretch of Bouquet Canyon where 2 teenagers have died in separate traffic collisions in the last 9 months. They're lowering it from 55 to 45.
Smart move.
And they're also installing guardrails, some protective guardrails in areas that are extra.
That's really
But
important.
let me ask you a question, John.
Yeah.
Do you think lowering the speed limit is going to keep young people from speeding?
Perhaps
Are they changing the curve of the road?
enforcing the lowered speed limit.
Yes.
And that's the step. Look, if you've got a dangerous stretch of road and you've got people who are dying on this dangerous stretch of road, what can the county do? Well, the county can put up guardrails. Check. The county can lower the speed limit and instruct the sheriff to enforce the speed limit. And hopefully people will get the message to slow down and be careful.
That's like a year or two ago, somebody got killed crossing the street, so they started enforcing the jaywalking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So be very careful out there speeding, whether you're
jaywalking.
And jaywalking. But you should be careful anyway. I mean, that's a dangerous stretch of road, and the guardrails make sense. But that's sad.
And then on Wednesday, a 48-year-old man was arrested for allegedly exposing himself on a jogging trail. It was near the Villa Metro complex in Santa Clarita, but it turns out he had been reported at least 10 times for doing the same exact thing in the same area. So deputies were able to find him and arrest him.
A serial exposurist?
A serial exposurist.
Exposurist. I just made that
I
up.
think we see a tendency there.
What's the tendency there, Doug?
This guy has a tendency to expose himself.
Yeah?
And they already knew it 10 times before?
I mean, yeah, they were able to find him.
Maybe he's just trying to get a date. I mean, I know that's horrible. He's got some deep psychological problems.
Yes,
That's not
he
a good
does.
thing. That's not a good thing. That's because I'm sure there was probably children involved.
Not that
Thank goodness there wasn't
saw.
children involved. That would have been just horrendous.
Maybe he's a discreet type.
Well, 10 people
discreetly
reported him. I don't know how
10
discreet
people
it was.
reported it. It's probably not that discreet, Doug. I mean, some people, I just don't get the whole mindset.
It's
can
called
ask him.
mental illness, John.
Yeah, it is called mental
Yes.
illness. I think I'm going to move to Wyoming.
They don't have any of that there.
Yeah, I don't think they have anything there.
So also on Wednesday was a busy day. Valencia High School received a bomb threat via fax.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute.
I'm going to
Somebody faxed in a bomb threat?
Okay, now I'm surprised about that on 2 separate points, okay? First of all, somebody's really going to threaten Valencia High School with a bomb threat. Okay, that's surprising in and of itself. But the fact that there are 2 people that still have fax machines, that's surprising. What is Valencia High still doing with a fax machine? Haven't they ever heard of email?
No.
This is why we should vote no on Measure E and give this money from Measure E to the local schools.
And let me ask you this. When you get a fax, doesn't it have the number on it that's being faxed from?
I would
Maybe that's how
assume
they-
so.
You should be a sheriff, Doug. You could have
Wow.
investigated this.
They got to track that number down. Anyway, sorry, Kimberly.
Well, that's what the news director and I were just talking about. We don't know how hard it is. It seems hard these days to track down these, these threats that when
Yeah.
I was at CSUN, it was probably once a month, and I don't know
Wow.
if they ever actually found. It was probably just some kid who didn't
Some
want to
kid
go
who
to
doesn't wanna
class.
go to class, yeah.
I mean, this one was non-credible. It was found to be non-credible at Valencia High School. But
Yeah. Did they have to do anything to the school? Did they lock it down or anything?
they actually found it at 3 p.m. when the school was ending.
Oh my gosh! So not only am I going to put the
person
school.
uses a fax, they do it after school's out.
I believe it was sent in the morning.
Oh, okay. So they didn't find it until the afternoon.
So it sat on the fax machine all day, and nobody
Wow.
saw
Because nobody has any reason to go to the fax machine. Listen, if you're going to threaten to blow up a school, I think we should do it by email or text.
Okay.
Just to be fair.
Or
right?
just call the school.
Or just call the school. You can still use the phone. I think that's we should make that a rule.
All right.
Letting any residents listening.
Yeah,
who are
anybody
interested
interested in blowing up
doing
anything, make sure that the threat is by text or by telephone or maybe email. But give us plenty of time to respond to the email, though.
Yeah.
I don't always check my email.
On Monday, the 2016 SCV Man and Woman of the Year, actually on Friday they were announced. It was Jim Lentini
Oh, excellent guy.
Yes.
and Lois Bauchio.
Yes.
Oh, congratulations again to both
Yes.
of them.
I know both those individuals, and they are both well deserving of that honor.
Yeah, they were
Jim's a-
recognized by all the nonprofits involved for their dedication to our community.
Yeah, that's awesome because they do a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
I know Jim is the Rotary.
Yeah. Rory Elks, he
Elks,
runs all the
does
veteran
all the veteran
causes,
stuff. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have lots of background information on them on hometownstation.com. So anyone can go read there. And what we also have on hometownstation.com is all the Amgen Tour road closures.
That's right. The bicycles are coming.
So I encourage anyone to go to our website and find the road closures in Santa Clarita.
This one has added importance because of the Olympics.
It's part of
Believe
the
it or not,
qualifying?
It's part of the qualifying for
Really?
Olympics for the road courses. Yeah. Yeah. I was reading that the other day. Assuming there are Olympics in Brazil. which
Yeah,
is just
saying
falling
not to
apart.
digress, but I heard they want to cancel.
They're falling apart big time.
The American Medical Association's urging them to
Yeah,
cancel.
there's all kinds of
Because of the
the
Zika
Zika
thing.
virus, and then the Russian track team won't be there because they've been using. So we'll have super mosquitoes if we draw that blood. It's bad. Okay, sorry, I digress again. So we can find out all the road closures. Are there a lot of road closures?
A handful. I wouldn't say a lot.
Okay.
And I think it's for a short amount of
Yeah,
time.
it goes fast.
Yeah. I'm sure they go really
I
fast.
stood out one time and watched them. I saw Lance Armstrong go by and went, that was it. Like a second. Like I was like, wow. If you're gonna go watch the race, I would highly recommend it. But go on an uphill climb
So they're
as opposed to a
going slow.
downhill climb because they went by me really fast. It was fun for about 20 seconds, and I was like, I'm going home now. But it's about a 700-mile race, so it's pretty legit.
Right.
So that's all we got. That's
think
all the
that's all
beers
I
with
have for
beers
today.
Oh my gosh! All right, well, Kimberly Beers, thanks so much for all the great information, and we can find out more of this information on. I'll let you do it. Go ahead.
Hometownstation.com.
There we go. All right, there you go. Thanks, Kimberly.
Thanks, Kimberly.
Thank you.
So, Doug, yeah, that one, I don't understand certain things, and I don't think I ever will.
Yep.
You're much more tolerant about this stuff than I am. I don't know
As
how
far
you
as
are.
what?
You're happy that the guy's exposing himself.
Oh, I don't-
You understand that?
I'm more worried about Hillary not getting elected.
Well, yeah. So you're happy with Trump?
Yes. And at this point, I am. And so should Paul Ryan. And what's bugging me real quick, John, because we have a guest coming on, if Paul Ryan has something against Trump, what's his answer? What's his alternative? That's what I'm not hearing. Is he going to come out and say, okay, look, I can't endorse Donald Trump. I'm not going to vote for him. So what are you going to endorse Hillary, Paul?
That's what's going to happen.
Are you going to campaign for Hillary? I don't understand, John.
Well,
Talk
I mean,
about
it's
not
possible that it could be Bernie. The Democrats are, and people don't talk about this a whole lot, but I think the Democrats are in as much, if not a little bit more, disarray than the Republicans.
And why is it, John? We've talked about this before about Hillary getting indicted. And you have the Democrat pundits on the news show, and they're just so sure she won't. It's not going to happen. There's no way it can
I don't
happen.
think she'll get indicted. The more I think about it, the more I don't think she'll get indicted, because I think what's going to happen is they're going to kind of cover it up a little bit. I think she probably should be indicted, and I think, I mean, you take a look at what General Petraeus did, set up a fake Yahoo account so his mistress could have access to his calendar.
Right.
And he was basically prosecuted for that. I don't know.
But
Double
the question is, indictment or not, is there going to be enough damage to affect her candidacy?
If it's meant to be, it's meant to be, Doug.
Yep.
The Clinton machine is maybe too big to overcome even those missteps.
All right, well, let's jump to the local scene. John, our lead writer for the Santa Clarita Gazette, Lee Barnathan's on the line, I hope. Lee?
Actually, I wouldn't mind talking about Hillary and Bernie and Donald also.
Okay, well, what's your take? Hurry.
What's my take? My take is that Hillary should be indicted, Trump is unpopular, and maybe we should all just go open the polls and leave President blank.
I think we all moved to Canada and let Canada move down here just for like 4 years.
Yeah.
You know,
We'll trade you guys.
Hey, my hockey team would do better, right?
All right. Anyway, Lee, you wrote an interesting article in the Gazette. It was about death threats to one of our congressional candidates. Very interesting, Lee.
Thank you. Jeffrey Moffat just does not know how to stay clear of attention and controversy.
Is he trying to do this? I mean, it gets his name recognition. I mean, and is it under the guise of, any publicity is good publicity?
You have to ask him that. I get a sense that his personality and the issues that he stands for and the people that he gets involved in and involved with are controversial and cause reactions from other people as well.
So he's like our own little mini Donald Trump.
Yeah, in some ways that's true. They're both incredibly intelligent people, and they both have the pulse on some aspect of the population, for better or worse.
So, Lee, when you talked to Moffat, did you get the sense he was actually frightened by all this? Is that why he didn't go to the one forum, or is he just playing on this and milking it?
No. Moffat told me that he's a fighter, and if it was left up to him, he'd have gone. He would have said, "Come get me. I'm not afraid of you." It's his wife, Star, that put the kibosh on him appearing in public, because there were threats to not just Jeffrey, but to Star and to their 9-year-old son, and that's where Star.
That's,
okay, that's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
Enough.
So there's another one coming up, another forum, right?
Yeah, the Canyon Country Advisory, our friend of the show, Alan Ferdman,
Right.
his group is having a forum.
What did he say? What did he say about attending that one?
I think it's May 18th, right?
I believe
It's
so.
May 18th at the Moose Lodge.
Yeah.
He is looking into getting there. If he can get some private security, he'll be there. Alan Ferdman told me that he's willing to help get that security, whether it's sheriff's deputies or retired sheriff deputies, or keeping family members out of public view, though they would be there.
Yeah. Right.
So they're trying to get him there, which is, and I think it's disadvantage to be there because Steve Knight's not going to be there.
Right.
And
Because
why
Steve Knight's going to be in Washington in session at the House.
Okay. Doing his job.
So
Wow.
he'll be the one Republican there. You have the Democrats,
Right. And the one
so
Republican.
And you'll have no Republican if Moffat doesn't show up. But I think he will, and I know he wants to.
Hey, Lee, this is the second piece you've done on Moffat, so you've spoken to him a few times, and I know a couple times at length. What's your sense of the guy?
You know, in some ways, he is like Donald Trump. He is very, very intelligent. He really has an idea of what he wants to do and how he wants to get it done, and Trump is the same way. Moffat doesn't shy away from controversy. Neither does Trump. Trump takes some unpleasant and unpopular stands. Moffat sort of does the same thing on a much smaller level. They are cut from the same cloth, and they're both fearless, and neither one is afraid to look controversy in the eye and say, "Ha, you blinked first. I'm still here."
Wow.
But Mr. Moffat must be a little afraid of Mrs. Moffat, right? Or he would have gone.
You'd have to ask him that, but you know the old saying, "Happy wife, a happy life."
I don't think Doug knows that saying.
I live that. So let's change subject here. Lee, you also wrote about our favorite subject. Measure E?
Oh, we love Measure E. And we hate Measure E.
Can you spare $483,420,125?
Will you take a check?
COC would be happy to take.
Yeah,
that
I'm sure
check.
they would.
Lee Barnathan, please, real quick, tell the listeners what Measure E is about for those who don't read a newspaper.
All right, Measure E is the third bond issue in 15 years for benefiting College of the Canyons. This is a $230 million bond. It would allow a wide variety of upgrades and improvements through both campuses, both at Valencia and Canyon Country.
Okay.
A lot.
Making it real simple. Bond measures. They're going to tax you. Somebody's got to pay them back.
Yep.
And this one they're taxing, is it what, $15 on every $100,000 of assessed value of a house?
That's correct.
Okay. So somebody's going, oh, well, that's only $400,000. That's the average price of the house. You're going to only have to pay $60 a year. That's nothing, right? Yeah. I'd love to buy your $400,000 house in Valencia. Okay. Maybe West Ranch has one, $400,000, because it can get pricey. But it's needed. Lee, help me make up my mind here, because I see both sides. I guess you did too, because I read your article. You didn't help me.
Lee did a good job of being fair and balanced and getting both sides, because there are some people that are vehemently against this. And it is going to be decided by the voters, by the way, on June 7th.
Yeah, this is not going to be in November. This is June.
Yeah. It's just, I get it. I get they need, I mean, I like the idea of, first of all, if Bernie gets elected, then isn't wasn't it a California thing? Community college free for everybody?
Yeah.
Then what are they going to do?
Except for the books, yeah.
Except for the books. Then what are they going to do? They're still going to need the money to upgrade the facilities to take care of everybody.
Maybe they wouldn't. If in that scenario, maybe they don't sell the full $230 million amount of bond. Maybe there's less because you know, Measure C right now is still there's got $20 million more still available.
Yeah, it's
they're not even done with the last bond before they introduce this new bond.
Yeah, and
not Measure C, Measure M. I got
Measure M. Yeah, Measure M. And the frustrating part is, you would think when I was in school, way back when there were only 10 laws for me to study when I went to law school. It was we're going to have a tuition increase because of the capital improvements, and we had capital improvement funds that you could contribute to. I still get bugged by my law school, hey, and I've never given my phone number again, but hey, contribute to the capital improvement fund. And then what happens is you get these phone calls and people raise money and they build a new wing to the whatever building.
Or maybe they build a Diane Van Hook University Center.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe they do something else like that. It just seems like they could do a little bit more from a community standpoint, instead of just every time they need money, come out with their hat in their hand.
You mean do some fundraising type thing?
Yeah, something. But raise fees a little bit. But then they can't raise.
Right.
This is.
I asked Cameron Smythe. I said, why a bond? Why not just increase student fees?
Yeah.
And he said, you can't make this kind of money in student fees. You can't raise $230 million or after interest, 400 whatever million, to do the upgrades that they feel they need.
That is a good point.
That's the key. They feel they need. Do you believe COC needs these kind of upgrades? Maybe you want to vote yes if you do.
Yeah.
Do you value a thriving community college environment in your city? Maybe you want to vote yes if you do. Maybe you want to vote no if you don't.
This is tough because some of the problems I have are some of the things that have been pointed out by people who are opposed to it. Is it really a true? What is a community college? Is it serving our community?
Well,
really
that's one of the arguments from the opponents. Is there's a lot of students that come from the Los Angeles, and why should we be spending money that comes out of our property taxes here in Santa Clarita on them?
Well, but then see, here's the counter to that argument, and this is the problem. This whole thing being is just a big mess. The counter to that is, well, when they come out here, they've got to buy books, sales tax. They got to buy food, sales tax.
Stop at the restaurants.
And they stop at the restaurants, sales tax.
Yeah, they get gas here.
Sales tax.
Yep.
So it helps. And then we're known as having a large, vibrant community college and the community surrounding it. So it's kind of...
And what I'm torn is because I hate taxes and I hate new taxes, but I also know it's kind of a jewel for Santa Clarita here. My son goes there. And all kinds of kids, they get their education started there. And I think it's a real blessing for the community. And so I'm really torn, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I don't know the right answer. I don't know. And Lee didn't help. Thanks, Lee. We don't need you to be fair and balanced. Dang it!
You decide. I'm not. This isn't an editorial work piece. This is reporting. You figure out what you want to do.
I need someone to tell me what to do.
Okay, here you go to the ballot wherever your district location is in June, and you see where it says should they spend the ballot, yes or no. You punch one of them.
Oh, okay. All right. I will write that down. So Lee, are you working on anything good for next week's Gazette? Or do you want us to just we can't tease?
No, I've decided I'm just gonna, sit here and just let Doug pay me for sitting around.
Nice.
That ain't happening.
We're not going public with what be coming up yet.
Uh-oh. Ooh, so you'll tease. This is the tease after the week.
You have to read the Gazette.
There you go.
One thing's for sure, when Lee and I talk what we're going to work on Monday, there's no shortage of topics.
Yeah, that is very true. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yep.
So,
well, we can do more Moffat stuff. There's all sorts of cyberbullying going on.
Yeah, there you go. So did you hear about the threat to Valencia? I want your take on this one. The Valencia High School, somebody threatened to blow it up. They sent a fax.
Oh, and I'm sure they took it seriously when it was probably a hoax.
Well, what was funny, the paper sat on the fax machine all day because nobody's used to getting faxes, so nobody walked by to look at it.
I see that Valencia High hasn't been blown up; it's still standing.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you would know that one. But
all right, Lee Barnathan, everybody, lead writer for the Gazette. Thanks, Lee.
Glad to do it. Talk to you guys again.
Okay. All right, thanks, Lee. I'm becoming convinced that the problem with America today, there are a lot of dumb people.
You got that right.
There really are. I mean, I don't want to be the get off my lawn.
Here's what I
guy.
struggle with, John, though. When you got somebody that gets so upset about what bathroom somebody can use, I mean, they truly get righteously upset. Does that count as being dumb? I'm sorry.
Well,
Or just that's their
death
opinion.
threats to a congressional candidate.
Yeah, that's...
Come on. I want to. Come on, people.
No, we talked. Well, seriously, we talked about mental illness a little while ago when Kimberly was on. Does that fall under that category? If you're threatening to kill somebody over their political view?
Yeah. What happened to freedom of speech?
Yeah.
And it's not really the same thing. And I don't want to get people confused. There is no. He can say what he wants to say, and you can do certain things. But geez, come on, people. All right. Enough whining. Let's do something fun when we come back.
Okay.
All right. You listen to Gazette Radio Hour with Doug and John on AM-1220 KHTS, Santa Clarita's hometown station. We are back after this.